Hi, Matthew from Hill House Creative here, and today we're going to talk about what is SEO and how can I rank higher on Google. So what is SEO? Okay, so SEO or search engine optimization is just a guideline to encourage search engines, namely Google, to consider ranking your website higher in their searches. So what are these guidelines exactly? Well, that's kind of a complicated answer. It's honestly always changing. Google changes their search engine algorithm probably about 500 to 600 times a year. And it really could drive you mad just trying to keep up with every single, little thing. So with that being said, I do want to focus on 5 key areas that you can look at that will give your website a much better chance of ranking higher with Google. So, number one on our list is evergreen long form content written for your user. What you want to be doing is posting content that's 1,000 words or more. It's written expressly for your visitor. It can solve a common problem they might have, like address a pain point or give them insights into something that they're struggling with. It can be content that is purely for entertainment. It can be informative. Regardless, this content is written for your ideal reader in mind, right? Now, of course, to do this, you got to know who your ideal reader is. You got to know what your target audience is and what they're looking for. Now, this should be, again, evergreen content that's not going to change often. It should be visually appealing, easy to read, both desktop and on mobile. So breaking up your content on little chunks, ideal. With this content done right, you're going to be showing Google your site is a quality site. You're doing quality content. Now, key item two is just regular, fresh content. Now, this is different from the evergreen content in that this can be limited to just images or less text heavy content, event kind of posts, or product posts if you're running a e-commerce site. This content is kind of meant to keep your site fresh and let Google know that your site's active. With long form content, we're building quality. Here we're building, quantity, showing activity. It helps Google see that your site isn't old and stagnant, that it's live, fresh environment. Now, to go along with this, some people think that using social media like a feed on your website is kind of an easy way to accomplish this, short content. And I've found it's not really the case. As a matter of fact, more often than not, those plugins that make those feeds work break often and they can actually downrank your site. That kind of content, it doesn't live on your site and isn't really helping your SEO like you think it would. It actually is helping Twitter and Facebook more than it's helping you. So I would recommend sharing stuff from your site to social media, not the other way around. Now, the next thing we want to look at is often overlooked, and we're going to utilize Google Search Console. So Google has a ton of free tools that you can use with your website. And most people have heard of Google Analytics, but you would probably believe me if I told you many websites I worked on didn't use Google Search Console. And most of them don't even know what it is. Google Analytics gives you information like on your website visitors, which is great, but Google Search Console, it gives you information not just on how you show up on Google itself, but it also has tools that can help you convince Google to crawl your site properly, tell them which links are important. And Google Search Console is like a virtual connection to Google that is kind of a must-have for any website owner. Now, the fourth area we want to look at is your keywords. So with most content management systems, and in our case, we use WordPress with a SEO plugin, you're given a chance when you're building the page to add a keyword or key phrase. When you're doing this, you want to make sure that keyword is also used in the headline of your page, the title of your page. Google sees that keyword in your headline and links them together and says, this is great, right? This should also appear in your body copy, your page description. The great thing about many of those SEO plugins for WordPress is that they'll actually give you other hints and things to look at to help you improve your on-page SEO. Now, the next thing we want to look at is fixing broken links. Google doesn't like a broken site. So making sure to fix as many broken links in your website as you have will help your website stay active and high on Google's quality list. Going back to Google Search Console, if you connect it to Google Search Console, it will alert you and let you know if you have any broken links on your site, as well as any other issues it may see. It may even tell you things like, you may need to work on your mobile usability, that kind of. And that's it for this video on what is SEO and how can I rank higher on Google. Now, if you have any comments or questions, feel free to let us know. We're always looking for new ideas for videos, and we may one day do a deep dive into SEO. For now, I'm Matthew with Hill House Creative, and have a great day.